All right, everybody, Monday, July 17th. It is 4 o'clock Central Time because I am not in Eastern Time. I am in Pensacola, Florida, here at my brother's house. He has just moved in. So shout out to him taking this call from the living room. And we are doing our Hokie Way Spotlight today, our second one. We have a couple of new faces. We'll jump into some quick introductions right now. So first, we have the Director of Operations from the Hokie Way, Matt Sams. Matt, welcome back. Thank you for putting this together. We also have Rebecca Meadows, who serves as the CEO for the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Virginia. And last but not least, Sean Pedulla. He's a chef. He's a headband enthusiast and one of the most jacked point guards in the country. So thank you, everybody, so much for joining me. We're going to start here. Rebecca, super high level, as the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club in Southwest Virginia. Can you tell us a little bit about it? What's the mission? Tell us a little bit about the organization as a whole.
Yeah, so our mission at the Boys and Girls Club is to empower young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential. And so we are throughout Southwest Virginia. We're here in the Roanoke Valley, the New River Valley, and all the way down to Franklin County. So we've got 11 club sites, and we serve kids from 5 to 18.
And how exactly did you come into the role of CEO for the Boys and Girls Club? What was your involvement early on? Something you were passionate about? How did you come into this role?
Yeah, so I've been here. This is my 12th year. I went to school to be an elementary teacher. I didn't know a lot about Boys and Girls Club. I moved to Roanoke, heard about the club, and applied for a job. And I started as a youth development staff, one of our classroom leaders, and then a unit director, and have held a whole lot of programmatic and leadership roles since then. But it has been a blessing that I wasn't expecting.
Awesome. And Matt, last time we talked on our first episode, we spoke about how you are looking to partner with different organizations, how you're being very intentional on that. How did you come into contact with the Boys and Girls Club, eventually get started? What boxes did they check? And how did you feel like you could make an impact?
Yeah, so this is one that's actually part of our original core 4 partners that came from last year, before my time with Hokie Way, actually. And so we did a request for proposals last year for partners, and they were one of our first selections. Again, I wasn't part of that selection process, but I can speak intelligently about the Boys and Girls Club because of their mission and the great work they do, having worked with them in the past a bit. So it was a no-brainer. They provide such great services and necessary services for kids and high school age students, even for our communities that they can't get anywhere else. And they fill a really important void for after school and other things that keep kids where they should be. So it's a great organization to be partnered with, and we're excited about providing them the service we are.
So Rebecca, this is a completely new space, not just for student athletes, not just for people who are in the name, image, and likeness space, but also for businesses, for nonprofits, for organizations. When you were looking and you were applying to be involved with the Hokie Way, what exactly were some of the goals and the initiatives that you set out? Just tell us a little bit about kind of the introduction and eventually you all getting involved with the Hokie Way.
Yeah, so when we first started learning about the Hokie Way, and it did not come to me first. I think it came through our past CEO and our development team. But then when it got to me, it was such a new concept. I just couldn't even imagine this thing, and really had to do some learning. But why it was so desirable to us, one is the opportunity to raise awareness about our mission and to reach all these people that the athletes may be connected to and they're following that we're not connected to, and to get to have our story out there to those people is a really great opportunity. But then second, for our kids, it's such a cool opportunity. We'll probably talk more about it, but Sean has spent some time with our kids and they're still talking about it. And there's so much to that. And it's really special.
So Sean, from the student athlete's perspective, let's dive into your experience. As a student athlete, NIL doesn't only give you the ability to profit off of your name, image, and likeness, but also impact the community. I know you come from a huge family. How important is that for you? And just walk me through your experience working with the Hokie Way, what you were specifically interested in and how they were able to kind of make that come to light.
Yeah, definitely. So I've been very fortunate enough to get to connect with the Hokie Way because they've kind of facilitated me to be able to meet these kids that I may not have gotten a chance to meet or interact with before name, image, and likeness was a thing. But the Hokie Way got me involved with the Boys and Girls Club, and that event, and I got to talk with those kids and just talk about their day-to-day life. And then they got to ask me some questions that I guess they'd always been wondering, and it was kind of cool just to interact with them because I feel like they see you as just like a person that they can't really interact with until they kind of get the chance to talk to you on a personal level, and you kind of just realize that we're both kind of similar people, and we struggle with the same things and we go through the same things on a day-to-day level that might make their day-to-day a little bit more easy, or just make them like a little more comfortable talking to you. And for me, like you said, I come from a really big family, so I'm used to interacting with children and kids. So that part's always good to me. It kind of reminds me of home and just talking to younger people. So I'll always take advantage of talking to those kids any chance I get.
So I know we're kind of in the beginning stages of this relationship, but the event that I really want to double tap into was yourself and Jalen Lane this past May participated in the 24th annual Delta Dental Pro-Am for kids at the Roanoke Country Club. For those of you who don't know, that's the home of the For Those to Come golf tournament that we've had the past 2 years. So Sean, how was this experience for you? How did you first hear about this specific opportunity, and what was that day like in general?
Yeah, it was a really cool event. A lot of cool people got to, not even the kids from the Boys and Girls Club, but just older people that I had never met before. It was really cool talking to them and chatting it up. But Triumph kind of put me onto the event and asked if I wanted to go out there and see what it was like and get to talk to people. And they kind of told me about the kids from the Boys and Girls Club that were going to be there. So it kind of just worked out perfectly for me. It was a great event. And I got to talk to all these kids, and they were a little nervous at first. You could tell just because that like little social barrier. But after talking to them for a couple minutes, like they opened up, and you get to really like interact with those kids on a deeper level than just them seeing you through the TV or watching you from afar. So it was cool. We rode around the golf cart, heckled some golfers. So it was cool. It was really fun, and we had a great time.
Rebecca, so this has been going on for 2 decades now. What impact did it have working with the Hokie Way, and how do you view this relationship expanding in the future?
Yeah, so like you said, the golf tournament's been going on for 2 decades, but the Hokie Way really made it a more rich experience, I think, especially for our kids. So in the past, we've brought out a couple children. They do the opening drive to start the tournament and things like that. But the Hokie Way really got our message out to more folks, right? We see a lot of the same folks engaged with this event. So some of the work they did ahead of time was able to share our message out to more people, to make more people aware. It helped us get a little more press than we probably would have gotten if they weren't there. So that's really meaningful for our group. And we brought more kids out because they were there. And, the golfers are golfing and they're kind of active, so they only have a little time to spend with the kids. But the athletes were there for that purpose. And so we brought more kids out. Like Sean said, they rode around on golf carts and asked them a million questions that are all over the place. And yeah, it made a big difference. Like I said, the kids are still talking about it.
And this is really unique. Speaking again, usually the events that we did that were philanthropic would be isolated by team. Sean, how unique is it now to be in a position where not only can you go out of your way to make an impact on something that you're specifically interested in, but also the ability to work with the Jalen Lane from football or collaborate with people from other sports as well?
Yeah, I think that part was cool as well because I didn't really know Jalen until that event because he transferred from East Tennessee, I believe. So we were chatting up too. It was like a whole like get to know you party, and we were just talking about our differences within our sport and what we've been going through. And some of the kids that were at the Boys and Girls Club were kind of just asking us random questions like what our favorite ice cream was, and it was just fun because it wasn't all sports related and it wasn't all like they ask us or we ask them questions. It was just an interactive, fun event. So it was cool to engage with Jalen and like another football player from a different sport. And it's kind of like, I think before an image and likeness, we couldn't really do that. So interacting with different like sports, different groups is just a really cool opportunity that we weren't really used to before.
So last one here, wrap it up, and I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to hearing about all the awesome events that are coming up here in the future. Rebecca, thank you so much for everything that you do for Southwest Virginia. Can you fill us in on any upcoming events that are coming up for you all, or if somebody wanted to get involved directly, how can they do that?
Yeah, so our next big event, so this team we've just had kind of a busy spot with the golf tournament and NRV Gives Day and our 4th of July event that they've been supporting. And so our next one is October 10th. It's our Power of Moments experience. It's held at the Jefferson Center in Roanoke. It's an evening event, and it's made up of actually some podcasts this year that we're doing with different kids and experts in the field, whether that's mental health or youth safety, that are all going to come together and share about how Boys and Girls Club helps bring all those elements together. So October 10th, that's our next event that we'd love to have folks out for, and it's open to anyone and free to attend. And then to get involved, our website is BGC SWVA, so Boys Girls Club Southwest Virginia, and you can hop on there. Our phone number is there, email addresses are there, and you just pick a person. My contact's on there, and we'd love for you to reach out and talk about ways to be involved.
Awesome. Rebecca, thank you so much for your time. Matt, thank you so much for making stuff like this possible. Again, we will make sure to link Southwest Virginia Boys and Girls Club link in the tweet and in the article that goes out. Sean, thank you so much for making a difference and making Virginia Tech look fantastic, and looking forward to seeing what comes here in the future.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.